Hi there YouTube, this is Jenny or Lap Band 101 Lady. I am making my week 2 post-op video for lap band surgery. I'm going to start off with my numbers. I started the whole lap band process procedure journey at 261.4 pounds. I was told to follow the 2-week pre-op diet, which was 5 protein shakes and 1 lean green meal per day. On that diet, I lost 23.3 pounds. Giving me a weight of 238.1 at the time of surgery. After surgery, I was pretty sore for the first few days, so I wasn't doing much exercise and I didn't lose any weight. I had a lot of swelling and everything, so I was okay with that. After the first 4 or 5 days, I was able to do a little bit more walking, very minimal, but I did lose more weight. So far, I've lost 12.2 pounds as of today, which today is my day 19 post-op. So that gives me a total of 35.5 pounds lost, which I'm really excited because I've only lost in the 30 to 40 range and I usually gain it back fairly quickly. So I'm really happy and excited as of right now. That leaves me at a total of 225.5 pounds. Again, also makes me very excited. I know it's going to be slow, but I'm okay with that because I'm really concerned about having loose skin. So I'm hoping that being that I'm younger, I'll be able to shrink up a little or tighten up a little bit. The couple things that I wanted to, questions I had to ask for everybody out there. My incisions are healing pretty well. Nothing's draining. 4 of the 5 of them look really good. They removed the stitches except for one, which is healing sort of in a V shape like this. And it's leaving like a gap. And it looks like it's going to scar like that. I was wondering if anybody else had that experience, if that was something that was normal for you, because I don't like the way that it's looking, and my doctor says to leave it alone, that eventually it'll fill in, and I don't know if that's true. So I wanted to know about that. The other thing was about eating out. Since surgery, I have gone out to eat twice, and both places were the same place, and I knew I was able to get soup. I went out on Saturday night for my mom's birthday, and we were going to this local beachfront or beach-like location. Being that we're in South Florida, we get a lot of seafood places, and I didn't think I was going to be able to eat anything, so I looked ahead and I found that they did have grilled mahi. However, when we got there, it was a 2.5-hour wait for a table, and my family didn't want to stay, and I understood that being that it was late, so we went to a local Italian restaurant. Now, we're not from that area. It was about an hour drive to get there, so I didn't know it was on their menu, and I wasn't able to find out beforehand because they were a mom and pop shop. I wasn't able to get their menu on my iPhone, so I was kind of panicked. When we got there, I found out they didn't have any soup, they didn't have any grilled food, so I was really panicked. My family ordered appetizers and salad, and I found myself sitting twiddling my thumbs waiting until the food came out, probably close to 40 minutes until they got through everything, and not being able to drink before I eat or after or during. I found myself not being able to do anything. So I wanted to know if that's something that's normal for the rest of you. Do you feel that when you go out to restaurants? Do you have the ambition to go out anymore, or do you stay home? And what's your experience, or how do you fill the time? It's something that I'm really concerned with because I go out with my husband a lot. We go out, 2 times a week, and I don't know if that's something that I want to give up right now, but that was such an awkward feeling. I hated it. The other thing I wanted to get some advice on was I'm going to Colorado for a week and a half, and I'm scheduled to have my fill in 2 weeks. So it would be 2 weeks before I went on my vacation, or 3 weeks before I went on my vacation, and I just didn't know. I had mixed feelings if I should wait that long to even have a fill, if I should skip it or have it. I didn't know if I should chance, being that it's a much higher altitude, if I should be there and have a problem. So I just kind of wanted feedback and see what other people do when they go on vacations. One of the things I learned the hard way, a lesson, was when I went home from the hospital, they gave me a bunch of paperwork and post-op things to follow and diet and everything, and I thought I had gotten all that from my doctor beforehand, and I started following that. They told me it would be the most up-to-date information, and they were wrong. My surgeon does surgeries at hospital, not at a surgical or private center, so they did not have the updated information, and the diet was very old. They must have just made photocopies of the wrong stuff. And I started my phase 3 or stage 3, which was mushies, 3 days after surgery, and I shouldn't have. Another thing that they had wrong was my medication. So if anybody is having a surgical procedure where the doctor doesn't work on a full-time basis, or if it's at a hospital or some other kind of facility, make sure that the documentation and paperwork matches everything else that you have, because mine was incorrect and I freaked out. I received an email with a progress update from some site I had signed up for and I had forgotten about protecting your band, and my phone chimed at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they got up and checked it, and it was all about slipping your band, eating too much food right at the beginning, protecting your band, and how sensitive it is, and all the problems that can come along with it. So save yourself the aggravation and the worry about doing something wrong, and check and make sure that all the paperwork and documentation you have from everywhere pretty much matches. And if you're not sure, call and ask your surgeon's office. Another thing that I haven't been very emotional in this very beginning or whatever. I've been pretty cranky because I'm not able to eat, and I've seen other people that have been emotional afterwards and, crying a lot or whatever, and I just wanted to know if that's something that's normal. I did have a breakdown, and I was watching the Food Network with my husband, which I do very frequently. I'm a big foodie, which is how I got in this position, but I love to cook. It's one of my passions. I enjoy the cooking channel. I record the stations. I make my own recipes. I absolutely love it. And we were watching one of those shows, the diners, drive-ins, and dives, and they were talking about Reuben sandwiches, which is something that's my absolute favorite to share with my husband. And I had a complete breakdown, an utter breakdown. I know that he must have thought that, oh my God, this lady's crazy. But he said to me, don't worry, everything is going to be fine. Just worry about tomorrow, about what you're going to eat the next day. It's just about one day at a time right now, and it really is. So if I could give any advice to anyone, I know that things can be touchy and upsetting, and wondering if you're ever going to be able to eat things like that again. But one day at a time really is, at this point, a really good way to look at it. I know that it's frustrating and it can be real time consuming planning everything, but it's really worth it, and it'll come full circle eventually. So for all of you out there that are really in the mood for a Reuben, and I hear you all out there, a corned beef sandwich or a hot dog or something, I don't know. I'm sure at some point we'll all be able to have a little bit in a healthier decision, or we may decide not to. So my husband, being very wise as he is, even though he's many times, or most of the time, he's wrong, which don't tell him I told him he's wise ever, but he's right. So I hope everybody has really great weeks. I'm going to try and keep my videos short and try and make sure I stay on top of doing my updates. I hope everybody does have a really great week. Happy losing, and I hope you're all well. Bye.